a lot of CW news. First it was WWE, right? Signing for the NXT slot, which is coming up. When does it start? I don't know when it expires on the other network there, but and then we hear NWA, right, which is Billy Corgan. We hear that they're getting something. Then we hear maybe it's just streaming. If this has changed, I apologize. October 2024 is the date, by the way, the start date. So then we hear maybe it's just streaming for NWA. CW saying that they want to increase their unscripted programming, sports programming specifically. But then there's this shot. I'm sure we have a picture of it from the NWA show where James Mitchell, as part of an angle, let's just say, get this out there, lest anyone think that James Mitchell is leading an unhealthy lifestyle. His segment, he's seated in a private area surrounded by scantily clad women drinking bottles of suggested alcohol. And
I think it's always nice to have
the plastic spoon.
I just think that the plastic spoon is.
I thought the same thing.
I mean, I'm thinking like fucking like you couldn't give him a bullet, like something,
the pinky, like the nail, something a little more exotic. So here's video of it if anyone needed to go completely in your face and doing lines off the table very realistically, whoever that was, who then
that was anybody knows that if the guy would have done the gagger off the table, he would have took his finger and picked up what was left and did the around the gums with
gums.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it like they do it in the movies, is this the only? They don't have a guy. They need a luchador on that fucking. They need a white
on the
luchador.
Announce team.
That's what they're missing.
So now, does something like this put their broadcast chances on the CW in jeopardy, or has this relegated them? Does this make the decision?
The fact that you decided to put that girl in the that's all the way to the right
in the black,
in the shot,
scantily clad woman,
yeah, in the shot at all. I mean, it's like, ugh.
I think you could use a tan. Maybe is that what you're going for? Maybe
I was thinking maybe a fucking salad, but
okay. So I'm gonna ask you, because you were in the spotlight when some risque things were airing on the big two, in the Attitude Era, and at the time, that kind of controversy, or I don't think there was as much out of bounds then, maybe as there is now.
I don't think there would. I don't remember there ever being a reference to cocaine.
I have to think. To drug. Well, they did the thing with Hawk, with the alcohol, which was kind of playing on a weakness that Mike did have.
You couldn't have done more than they did with Last Call Scott Hall with the alcohol.
Right.
Scott threw up on Eric.
Yeah. So I mean, this maybe the coke, because it's illegal, is somehow more over the line.
You're gonna tell me fucking Scarface, if it was fucking booze, would be the same film?
No. But I'm saying it's, if they have a show.
Don't get drunk on the liquor store supply.
But they. But they can't show, like, if this, everyone knows this is a work now, right? We're not at the point where anyone's taking this as sports. This is programming. This is, we call it unscripted, but it's somewhat scripted, right? Is there not a show on the CW anywhere that features drugs? Before the cops kick the door down, there's some coke all over the place, and
I
I just
don't
can't keep
even know.
track of what's taboo anymore.
I don't even know what the fuck CW has on it.
It's one of those networks that does. It's like WB, CW. They
Didn't they have like fucking like
hijack a local channel and put
back
on
in the old, yeah. It was like 90210 fucking reruns or some shit, you know. It's
right.
like,
That right. So
yeah.
that kind of stuff. But
What do we got
so
here?
here's what's on tonight if you'd like to see. Pennant. Let's see tonight. Son of a critch. Okay. Run the Burbs is on at 8:30. Children ruin everything. True as that may be, I don't know what it is. Everyone else burns. All right, so I don't know any programming that's on this currently.
What they
But
got,
I'm out of touch, and I
see what
forget
they
stuff.
got
So.
Saturday. Let's see what
Penn
they're
and Teller on
see what
Friday.
they're coming on Saturday. Okay, Saturday.
ACC college sports. So looks like they'll have some
good old
football.
Wake Forest. They're in the run.
And if you missed Men in Black 20 years ago, it's on at 8 o'clock on the CW. You can grab that.
Wow. They're so shitty that fucking even like Comfort Inn won't carry them as a fucking network.
Right, they'll have the porn channel. But Inside the NFL on Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's
I want reruns of Nick Bonaconte, though.
It's from '68.
Nick Bonaconte and who was his co-host? Len Dawson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Len Dawson and Nick Bonaconte.
No, here's some shit down here. Fucking Grimm. Party of 5. Good God.
Is that on this channel, or is this just trending around the world? Well, I guess they'd have to. I guess if it's on their website, right, it would have to.
Yeah, it had to be. This is some of their. This is their stellar programming.
Right. Well, anyway, NXT will be there next year.
Party of 5. All got their ARP card already.
Correct. I had someone point out, and I felt a little better about myself, that you don't need to be 50 to get the ARP card. Someone posted, I'm like 35.
No,
I have one.
No, but they were like Canadian or something. It wasn't like it was like the equivalent to the. I think they were wrong.
Oh, okay. That's the Canadian version. Can be 35.
Yeah, I mean it's retirement. Who the fuck gets something at 35?
I don't know.
Maybe they fucking got it. Maybe their spouse is in their 50s, and they signed up for something together, and they both got it. But try to sit your ass down at a fucking IHOP and get
the special at 35.
Yeah, the 55 fucking gimmick. That ain't happening.
So the apparently the higher ups at the CW are pushing to not use the television airwaves for NWA. I think this was even before the cocaine thing, though. I think this just added some ammunition to the argument against them airing on the network. Corgan said that he was told the network would not be watching pay-per-views and would only be concerned with what happened on the TV show airing on their platform. Quoting this from House of Wrestling. That changed following the cocaine spot, as the CW, which fans knew would be the new home for NWA, was flooded with social media comments. House of Wrestling was told there's now a 90% chance that the NWA reality show will air on the CW app and Power. I'm sorry, this reality show and Power will air on the app. I was confused about the financial structure of this too. I have to find where this said that they're paying, they being NWA.
Didn't Steve pull up a thing that said that they were paying like $2 million to film Arrow?
Yeah, I got that text.
Was it a budget like for $2 million?
Yeah, and so how are they just using this to derive, like the old wrestling tactic, to derive an increase in live sales? Like, because they're paying for production. CW's getting the ad revenue. I want to find the exact quote, but this is the structure that I read. They're really counting on that significant a boost. This is from Deadline. Maybe this is where I read it. That they'd be paying for production, they being NWA, of these shows. They'd be aired by CW, who would be collecting the ad revenue entirely. So it just sounds like this is an investment by NWA. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. To drive pay-per-views and live sales. Kind of like
I wonder what it cost the WWE to film NXT to produce that show per show. I wonder what they're budgeted.
Well, you have to consider that everybody's on payroll, right? So it's not extra for crew. I mean,
Right.
they're crew, so they're working anyway. They're not renting the house. It's not having to go by the garden and hang the banners there. So they have the house. They have the talent already. They have the crew. Catering? We paying for some catering, maybe? I mean, it's got to be incredible. It's got to be incredibly cost effective.
I mean, you still have to if like the majority of the talent that they use is NXT talent.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you would have to pardon that, and if they're not on the main roster, they're just doing then,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to
I'm
find
curious.
out.
I would like to know that number.
That is a good question. Will you be watching?
Maybe when I look up your notes on Florida Man, I'll find it.
The leak, yes.
Yeah, the leak.
The
leak on the Schnavitz.
Fernum
Burnham.
with the goddamn shout out. Oh boy. So Jacob, this is Ask Nash, by the way. Hashtag Ask Nash is how you can do this. If you're in the audience here, if you're a member of Kliq This TV, you can go to kliqthistv.com and make that happen. You can be here also in the audience to ask these live questions. Here's one that we got sent to us from Jacob. It says, "Hey, Kev, I've heard you say in the past that you are part Cherokee. Have you done any research into your family history? How much do you know about your Cherokee ancestors?"
I mean, it's very limited because my mother's an orphan.
Oh, right.
So
it was on her side. It was on her side, the Cherokee.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mother is also a McCoy.
Of the Hatfields and McCoys? Good God.
So
maybe you could do one of those, where they do the celebrities and they trace their lineage back, and surprises and tears unfold always.